Hello, lovely listeners, and good morning, Kim.
Good morning, Joe. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to One Harmonic Whole
With Kim and Jill.
Sit back and enjoy today's message.
Good morning.
Good morning, Kim.
Good morning, Jill. Good morning, everyone. It's been a week.
Yeah, I have in my head, we're back. And so are you.
I was thinking about, well, as Jill and I, we come together on these Tuesdays now, and we kind of try to come up with a theme. And you know what I miss about doing the dailies?
What's that?
Is our daily actual conversations of what's going on in our life.
Yeah.
And like, we play this huge catch up on Tuesdays. And like, granted, we kind of talk throughout the week, but not like the in-depth talks.
Yeah.
And so I do miss them on the daily. So I don't know if any of you are also missing that a little bit of like, you're so used to having a daily conversation that all of a sudden now we're trying to lump all this stuff into one.
Right.
Not that I'm asking for a change. I just like, it hit me as in like the conversations about your mom and the changes that have occurred in just a weekly time frame.
Yeah.
Can be such a big change.
Things are moving so fast, and they always do, but they're particularly in our world anyway. It seems they're moving fast. They seem to be moving particularly fast. I was just talking with someone, listener, last week who really does like the weekly.
Nice.
Because loved the dailies, but started to move into a little bit of the energy of overwhelm because so much love for it and like the little practices we gave, but couldn't keep up.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
So it's like,
I get it.
right?
Yep.
Here we are in the energy of life. The energy exchange of life.
It is. And even though we're doing one big kind of lump sum, it's still the same energy, the vibration as these dailies that were there.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Definitely. And as a matter of fact, I think, it's kind of like the whole week's energy is in this one. So it's a little more potent in that regard.
Yep.
It's longer, but it has this energy that's been collected from between the Tuesdays.
Yeah. And I would say the energy of this last week have been intense is not the right word. Just more movement of energy. Okay. More movement. It's not in the intensity of the energy. It's just there's more movement of energy that's happening. And it's like, are we aligned with that movement or?
Right. It's like the window thing that we were talking about. The energy, it's kind of funny because when people are like, the energy is really intense right now. Well, usually what's happening when the energy is really intense is that we're actually widening what we're paying attention to.
Yeah.
Energy was moving, things were happening. Yes, there's calmer times than others, but it's more like nature comes to mind to describe it like this. You're out on your nature walk and you come across, right? Out walking and you come across a pond that's very calm. That energy there is calm. And then you walk along and you come across something that's like, the wind is swirling a whole bunch of leaves and it's just totally chaotic.
Yep.
It's like all of those things were happening. It's just, what did you walk to, come upon, and place your energy on? Or I'm sorry, place your attention on.
Yep.
And yeah, there's something about that that we're being called to shift a little bit in terms of what we're exchanging our attention in exchange for what energies.
Yeah.
Where are we putting our attention? What energies are we getting back? What energies are we putting out? Then what's drawing our attention to it? There's something really important about that right
now. And part of this, I'm Jill, I'm just going with the flow here.
Love it.
And
go with the flow.
Kind of going, seeing what else is coming in, channeling.
Yeah.
And the word detox is kind of coming up in my head. Like detoxing, it can happen physically, correct, but it's like a mental detox that's actually going through right now. Think about like a wave, an ocean wave just coming in and going through your brain and just like whoosh. Wow, they're like, some of you are actually experiencing that. And there's a cleansing movement of sorts in the way your brain is trying to think, trying to open up a different perspective, trying to open up a different viewpoint, but I don't feel like that's the right word either.
Yeah, it's like it is, I know it's challenging to put into words. And if you've been experiencing this and you're listening to this, you may be going, I know something's happening and I don't know how to put it into words.
Yep.
Well, we're trying.
Yep.
And we're going to do our darndest here to actually get some words that point to it. I get a little dizzy as I'm saying that. It is by my eyes here, where it is about kind of having blinders on is what we had.
Ooh.
And we've taken them off. And so we can see further. We can see off into this peripheral. We can even, we just can see so much more. But we're also kind of sitting here going, what? It makes me a little dizzy to see all of this. And then we kind of want to put the blinders back on, but they won't go back on.
Yep. Once you see something, you cannot unsee it. And about even yourself.
Right. And we've been given the opportunity to, with our brains, we've seen something where our brains are wanting, I guess what I'd say is like a different way of thinking.
Yeah.
Perhaps it's not so reactionary. Perhaps it's more an emphasis on not words, but more an emphasis on what energy is being exchanged here.
Mm-hmm. So I am going to bring up a past life session that I recently did. Past life regression.
All right.
Okay. Typically when somebody is trying to go into a past life, they struggle to see in their mind's eye, their memory center, a past life. We get pulled into, when you walk through a doorway, either it's really dark or it's really bright, one of the two. And I would say 90% of the people say it's always dark. I can't see anything. It's just black. It's black. It's black. It's black. Like,
okay.
they focus on that so much.
Yes.
And then I have to like walk them through like these series of things that I do to help people start to see their past life. And the funny part is most of them are easily to see the things in the dark, but as soon as they get pulled into the light, they're so blinded by the light, it takes them a little bit longer time to focus in on what is coming through when something's light. So like the other day, there was a lady that I had her look down a street where she was at. I'm not going to give out all the details of her past life because I don't have permission for everything. Okay. And she looked down the street and it was super bright down there. She couldn't see. So then we had to turn the other way. We had to focus on the areas that were a little bit more darker. So she'd have to walk into a darker room. Yeah. And I'd kind of adjust to that first. And then we finally made it to the spot where it was that light. And here was a church. So for her in that lifetime, church actually represented very light, very loving, very healing. But as she was energetically seeing it, it was so bright that she couldn't actually see it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, this is really cool as to like how easily we see the dark, how easily we see, say, more of a negative, or you mentioned the leaves. Yeah. And all this like wind blowing. It's like easy to like focus on that really fast. Like you could feel, you feel that more.
Right.
Yeah.
Tell me if this is somewhat accurate to what you were just saying too. Just I want to reflect this back to you.
Yeah.
So you got the contrast of the light and the dark, but people are having a harder time seeing the light stuff, but could go into the dark stuff more.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we were talking about the brain.
Yeah.
Prior to that. So I think there's something in us, Kim, where our brains, we're okay, say, with the fight. We're okay with the hardship.
Yeah.
And it's like we were always supposed to have some of it. So by no means are we saying to not have these things. But I do think they're out of balance.
Yeah.
It's like you said, 90% focus and energy, attention on the fight.
Yep.
Is blocking us now. it's keeping us from seeing what we want as quickly as we want to kind of keep up with the momentum of time right now, the
Yep.
momentum of life right now. Does that reflect back some of what? Am I picking
Yeah.
up what? Yeah. All
Yep.
right.
Yeah.
She's yawning. She's moving energy.
It's just like the waves are coming in and trying to like say wash some of that show me like dirt and mud. That the darkness, how we're constantly focused on say the negativity, or we're constantly focused on what is wrong, why is this not happening, why do I have to wait so long for this, and why am I not being seen, like all the why do we call them more negative thought processes. It's like I see it being like starting to washed away, and we're trying to be shown like there's light. There's if you expand your horizon, if you start looking all around, things are lightening up around you. Like you're being
Right.
seen a different.
Yes, because here's what I saw too when you were saying that is that the emphasis on the negativity. What has happened, I believe, Kim, is people have, myself included, we've emphasized so much of the negativity because it generates a lot of emotion. Okay?
Yes.
It's like I said, the calm, like people like the calm waters, but we're quite honestly a bit more entertained by the swirling leaves, as you said, right?
Yep.
Because it generates more emotion in us.
Yep.
And oh yeah, it's not that there's anything wrong with that. It's when we do this personally within ourselves and with our brains, when we get fixated on the negative and then we don't want it anymore, then we start to resist it and we resist it and we resist it. Now we're trying to push it away. Now we're trying to do this. And what we're doing is we're growing it. We're making it bigger and bigger and bigger. This has been talked about for quite a long time. That the process of, what you resist persists, this kind of thing.
Yep.
Well, how, Kim, do we balance that?
Yep. It's the new.
If you could have just seen the motion she did. We don't have video today, so that's why I'm laughing. Kim just was like shifting it with her hands.
Like flipping it upside down.
The energy.
Yep. That it's you mentioned like new currency, basically new money. The way we're using energy is think about it as money.
Yeah, I mentioned the new money before we started recording. All right, think about it as money.
Yep. So we're so used to like, if I tell you it's worth $1, you're going to hand me $1.
Yep.
Okay. Wow. I just got shoved back into, I don't know where I am right now. It's a market. Feels like an Asian market. I'm at an Asian market right now. And bringing all of you with me on my journey. So we're at an Asian market right now, and I can't understand a language at all right now. But I'm walking and I see and I smell some amazing fruits and vegetables, and everything looks clean and it feels clean to me. Okay. And I'm looking at this, and my perspective as who I am, what I believe in, this looks like complete value. This to me looks like rich type of foods. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, wow, this is rich stuff. And this person's on the other side saying like basically telling me it's $1. And I'm looking at this like, no, 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 no. The value of this is worth so much more. Like, you don't understand. Like, this is amazing. This fruit, I can't get it in the United States. I can't get this fruit here. Like, this is, I want to pay you $20 for this fruit. That's what I'm feeling is that I am believing that I'm putting my value where I feel like it's worth, kind of, you could say. But this person on the other side is saying, no, 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 like you can have it. Like in their mind.
Yeah.
Like,
I love that.
And I'm going to take this fruit, and I literally can feel like I'm taking a bite out of this fruit. It's kind of like a peach. This fruit that I'm seeing, it's like a peach, and it's just so juicy and so sweet, and it's just like amazing. Amazing. Oh,
it's like nutrient rich and
yes. And I just feel every little ounce of that going into my cells and energizing my entire body. That to me is value. I will spend as much money as I need because I just gave my body life. I gave it fuel. I gave it beautiful intention. And I'm just like, whoop, like I can go all day long. Bing, 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 bing. I'm running all over the place now. Because I gave fuel to my brain. That is where the say the value of our money is starting to shift. So we're going to start seeing where we truly want to put our money, where we truly want to put our energy. It's going to match like how it's going to make us feel like actually decent inside.
Yeah. So just to bring a few points in there, that money is energy.
Yes.
Although we like to think it's not.
Yeah.
We like to give money a whole lot more than that. But money is an agreed upon value. It's agreed upon energy exchange. Whether at one point in time it was the gold standard, it is no longer. Now it's a piece of paper. Now it's no longer a piece of paper. Now it's digital. It's energy exchange.
Yep.
And I loved in your Asian market story that the vendor wanted the dollar.
Yeah.
Like they were so generous in what they were doing. It wasn't about the money.
No.
The money is a beautiful symbol of exchange. To you, it was worth 20. To them, they were good with the one.
Yep.
And the energy exchange comes then in other ways. If there is somewhere where it's like something can say it is a $20 exchange, or
Yep.
let's say the value was it was 16. Neither one of you was right.
Yep. Yep.
That energy does get exchanged and balanced out then elsewhere.
Yep.
The differential does.
Yep.
And you don't have to be worried about the differential or concerned about that. You just have to be more involved in what you were doing, Kim, there and sharing. And what I would suggest people be more involved in is what's happening within your energy system, what's happening within your brain. Mm-hmm. Tuning into that. That's what you led with that, Kim.
Yeah. And I look at this person who is asking for the dollar, and they are completely genuine. They don't value themselves as poor, as they can't, in their mind, they feel that is a fair amount for the work that they put in. So they are very, what I hear, respectful of receiving, say, a dollar.
Yeah.
And I'm over here like, I see the value of this, and I personally want to give them 20. It's not that I feel like they're undervaluing themselves. This is a key point here.
Yeah.
It's not that I'm projecting my feelings of what they should charge onto the other person.
Correct.
Say, this is the part where I feel like this I should charge this, I should charge that, da 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 da. It's more like inside of you. What do you feel like you put the energy into this? What do you feel confident and comfortable with, say, receiving? If somebody wants to give more than that, they give more. If I want to give more than something, then I give more. But it's releasing, say, the judgment, the shoulda, coulda, wouldas.
Yeah.
With how it exchanges.
Exactly. It's like the energy, I call it reading the energy is the new thinking.
Yeah.
What you just described there is how you're using your thinking brain to be in this, to be actively in an experience. You used your thinking, you used your brain, you used that as a tool, but you didn't lead with your thinking.
Right.
You led with the energy of it and tuning in. And is this, you realized it was an exchange where you needed to receive.
Yep.
And your body wanted that nutrient rich, delicious, amazing fruit that you were like, I'm good. I'm going to receive this. I'm doing this. Now, how about a more like inverted version of that, more negative version of that? When, say, the person's trying to sell you something that's way overvalued.
Yep.
They want $100 for that thing. You thought it was 20. The other vendor was going to sell it for $1. This one's like, no, it's $100.
Yeah.
But now it like looks rotten to me.
Yep.
It's the same fruit.
Yep. And I'm judging that person for overly charging. I'm judging that fruit, well, it can't be that good. Instead of just listening and tuning in and saying like, hey, like, ooh, I know that thing's worth it. This is what I can offer you right now. Will you accept what I offer?
Yeah.
And a lot of those, say, markets, they did a lot of trade. If somebody can pay more, they paid more. If somebody paid a little less, they paid less. It's like, it was
there wasn't a set price. There's a lot of markets in the world that do not have set controlled pricing like America does.
which can be a good and bad thing.
Exactly. Just
Yep.
like everything else.
Yep. Yep. But when you tune into more, how does it actually make you feel inside? And if I put, say, that money towards, say, this fruit, or anything that makes me feel very calm, feel like my brain is like full of nutrients and I have this power, I have this strength inside of me, but yet I feel super calm. It's like the wind and the
Yeah, the
wind and leaves.
swirling
Yep.
leaves.
Like that's hitting me and I'm just like, yep, like I chose to be right here in this moment. Yep. I chose to be in this forest. This is what I get. Like, and I just kind of laugh about the wind, like, yep, okay, the leaves got to move around. Like, it's okay. But then I can go over to the water and be like, oh, that's beautiful, calm lake. Like, neither of them really activate any sort of intense feeling. They're just there. Did that fruit match that vibration? So, okay, how are we explaining this? So, what you're taking in doesn't matter if it's a new vehicle, if it's a new job. What we want you to do is kind of like tune in to your own body, your own essence, and saying, like, okay, I want to be able to stand in the wind and let these leaves hit me, and I don't get pissed off about it. Doesn't bother me.
Yeah. So exactly. I want to share it's a harmonic thing, really, with the mind, the body, and the spirit. Okay. The mind, when it's out of balance, that's when you talked about thinking. I know there's a lot of people listening that the thinking piece really, they're like piqued their interest. They're like, what? We're talking about? Good. I need new thinking stuff. It's been kind of wild. For like, meaning kind of wild for like most of their lives.
Yep.
And I was describing this to someone last week too. I said, well, if you have that overactive of a brain where you're thinking that much, it's like the brain balancing activity we did a few weeks ago.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Your brain's not in balance. You're not actually even using your brain. You have now overactivated the thinking capacity within your essence. Let me call it that. You're not even in your essence anymore. You're totally in thinking. And now you're like literally the leaf in the swirl. You're not experiencing and engaging with the swirl. You've like identified that I am the swirl. Now, if you can harmonize yourself back within yourself to the tools, if you will, that you have inside yourself, which is that you have a mind, you have a body, and you have energy. Into okay, mind, I'm going to turn you down a little bit. I'm going to turn you down. I'm going to turn you down because I need to turn up my body a little bit. I need to pay attention to when I look at that peach. And thank you, brain, for doing everything so I can look at that peach and see it. What am I feeling in my body? And if you're too far in your mind, you can't feel what's happening in your body.
Yeah.
And if you're too much in your mind, if you're too much in your body, your mind shuts off. And then there's the energy, which is just there always, like how much energy, high, low, has a lot to do with how much you're in your mind or your body. So it's like balancing those two. And that then, I just got like all lightheaded when you balance the mind and the body. The energy just naturally comes in there. There's nothing you need to do with the energy. The energy will do its thing. Your tools are your mind and your body.
Yep. I'm getting pulled. You're saying this too. It's like I see a grandma. Not my grandma, but I see a grandma. Just very beautiful, loving, giving. I see her showing up at, say, church events, doing a lot of volunteer work. She has a smile on her face, and she's got I see her kind of doing a little limp, but she keeps going, and she's got a smile on her face. She doesn't complain at all. Like, I see her giving hugs. So I see her like making soups, and she's going to people's home, and it's just a beautiful, and in her mind, she is not rich. She doesn't need the money, but the exchange of her giving was her love. Giving is of her, say, value, her money. And she didn't let that influence her physical body. She just kept going. She kept going. She had the
She also didn't
energy.
let it influence her mind or her brain.
Right.
The vision that I got was that she leads with energy
Yes.
because she has kept her mind and her body so in balance
Yep.
that energy leads for her on everything.
Yep. And
Is that what you're seeing?
Yeah, and it's beautiful. Like I see her just going into
Yeah.
people, talking to them, and then they will generously also come over and help her, say, shovel her yard. It's a very beautiful exchange that's happening. There's no money involved, but she's sensing what people need. And and then people will give to her too. It's a beautiful, like,
Exchange.
yes, people call it barter and trade. I don't like the word barter and trade. It's just a beautiful exchange of energy that's actually occurring. This is where life used to be long time ago. There was just beautiful, like, you had a certain tool, a task that you were able to do, and somebody else had a different trade. And everybody worked together as a basically team. They're like, now think of that as a larger scale that we can do as a community, as a society, as a whole planet instead of one tiny town.
Right. And we can do it as a whole planet. But interestingly, doing that as a whole planet requires us to do that individually, internally.
Yes.
And the individually, internally, what I'm saying about that is calm your thinking. If your thinking is out of balance, calm your thinking. If your body is too much emphasis, if you will, on the body is what I mean by too much. Reel that in a little bit, balance it out with your mind so that energy can lead.
The image I got in my head when you said reel the body in, I felt like I went to that calm lake and I had a fishing rod and I was reeling a body in.
Were you reeling a body in? Actual, that's so you. Hey, however you want to balance out your energy, it's inside of you.
Yeah.
You get to do you inside of you. That's so Kim. Oh my goodness.
Just fun days in my head.
Yeah.
This is the fun part. This is where you play with the energy in the head. When you get too heady, and you're overly thinking,
Yeah.
go into your brain. And so when I say go into your brain, like, I get images in my head. It's like I'm going into a memory. Like, I'm just pulling up a random memory. Behind my eyes, it's black. Some people are expecting to see like a movie, or they're trying to look out of their eyes and see something in front of them. No, it's just like a thought. And that thought, you create an image to that thought. And that image is like some type of like memory, deeply stored memory. Um, so there are rare people in the world that actually cannot see a memory in their head. They know it, but they have to see it on a like piece of paper or a photo. And they're like, oh, yep, I know that memory. And they know all the things that happen, but they actually don't see like a vision in their head. Very rare, but there's a lot of times people can see a memory. Like, it's there. You can go into your brain. You're like, oh, but sometimes it's still black around in the brain. Okay. That's okay. So what they're going is to play around in that like center when you get in your head and you're like overthinking everything. Go into that part of your head and just start creating a whole different scene. Create like a cartoon theme if you want. Create like my vision of the lake, my vision of the trees and the leaves and all this stuff blowing. Like, create the vision and imagine that your energy is just going right into it. And like, do you like it? If you don't, like, oh, just walk away from it then. Move away from it. Like, go back to the lake.
You don't fight it. You withdraw your energy from that. You turn around and you go back to the lake.
Yep.
And we have over time now, we've gotten, computers and how fast, processes can go. I've said this before, Kim, like, as humans, we're trying to keep up like that. And, while we're magnificent in what the human body and brain and everything else can do, us as individuals, we're not computers.
Correct.
We are humans. And we need to stop sometimes and go, you know what? I need to withdraw my energy from that swirling leaf right now. I can feel that my brain is just like crazy swirling. I can also, as I just like tune into my brain, I can feel that like the left side of my brain feels like ginormous. I can't even feel the right side of my brain right now or whatever, you know. And just go, okay, I'm going to see that like as a balloon, and don't go into like, oh, this is crazy. It's just a lopsided balloon. And now I'm going to like mess with that balloon to like balance that out. Like there's another brain balancing visual someone could use, right?
Yep.
And as it balances out, oh my goodness, I can feel that my neck can move now. And for some reason, my neck couldn't move before because I was so fixated on the thinking aspect that I'd actually frozen a piece of my body too, where my body's sitting here going, hello, I can't move the neck. Well, if I would stay in my mind like that for a sustained period of time, all of a sudden one day I'd come into Kim and just go, oh my God, I have these horrible headaches that just radiate up my neck and over the top of my head, right? And then you go, I don't know where they came from. Well,
they came from your head.
They came from our head. They come from, it comes from imbalance. Like, it's pretty much safe to say everything comes from imbalance. And it's not like we're supposed to be in balance. I'm not making a judgment. We're not supposed to be in balance all the time. It's just so if you want to know where something came from that you don't like, look for the imbalance and balance it out, harmonize it out a little bit. Doesn't mean everything's going to be perfect. It means you're going to be that grandmother.
Yeah.
Leading with energy. You're not letting the mind or the body lead you. You're letting the energy lead you.
I loved your balloon, by the way.
Yeah.
I could see a balloon on that side of your head, like getting really, really big.
Yeah.
And then I started playing with how I was gonna release the air. So I felt like on the bottom, I was stretching like the piece that you blow into is stretching out more. I was like, and then I was like, do I just poke a tiny little hole in it? Like, or do I like really pop it? Like, they're like, get creative too on when you create a visual like that. How do you want to actually release it? What is your way to release it? So me, when I went to that,
let me just say that's what get creative means. You're so funny because you are super creative with things. Some people have resistance to get creative. They're like, I'm not creative. What to me, tell me if this is correct. What you were saying with that is giving anyone permission. Whatever visual comes about balloons, go with that. Yep. Whatever one comes for you, go with it. Is that correct? Is that what you meant by get creative?
And then what I first wanted to do was like make it and that tells me like that's like funny. That's like I'm trying to create fun and make it like sound funny, everything like that. So part of my coping mechanism is to laugh or to create some sort of like
it releases tension.
Funny disruptions. Okay.
Oh, funny disruptions. Ooh, I like that.
Versus like somebody who is just like, no, I'm just going to pop the bubble. Okay. Okay. In life, do you literally just create a big, like, I'm just going to pop it. I'm just going to like pop the zit and just going to expose it like just like that. Or is it that nice little where you're just kind of laughing and you're just waiting for it all to end and you're just kind of laughing? Like what do you actually do?
Yeah. I get that with getting creative. Like in that situation, if you rewind this recording and listen again, like I was talking about the side of my brain being out of balance as a balloon. It's not exactly something you'd want to pop because I really like my brain. Popping it is like getting rid of it, right? So you might have to challenge yourself to go a few more layers into what you could do with a balloon beyond the few things that you've seen and experienced that are recent. When you talk about memories, Kim, there's a memory. We have our own memories. There's also a memory bank that we could tap into that are memories beyond this our life experience here.
Yes.
And that I think is what we mean by getting creative is go into those. Yeah. Let those memories come. And then I wouldn't have gotten what you said initially. But I think I could have got there eventually, and like it's fun.
Yeah. Yep. So to me, there's a part of that piece doing that though is I'm a little bit nervous to completely release all the air out, but yet I want to laugh about what's the experiences coming out. So think of this balloon completely full of all these experiences that I'm trying to juggle. I'm trying to figure out where I'm going in my life. Like, oh, do I take this job? Do I not take this job? Like what, blah, 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 all the pros and cons, like everything's in this balloon. And I'm like, So popping the balloon would just be, say, well, if I pop the balloon, I'm just going to go after the job. It's fine. I'm just going to go after it. But is it really fine? Or is it more where I'm slowly just opening up and there's no sound, like the balloon just kind of deflates and everything just is more calm. Like, okay, things are going to play out the way they're supposed to play out versus me grabbing a little bottom piece and I'm like stretching it and it's like making those little the little flaps, the little lips that go brrr, and it's good. That is a sign that I'm nervous about how it's going to come out. So the essence of, do I stay at the job? Do I pick a different job? It's like the essence of it, I'm not completely clear. So I'm going to like slowly kind of work with it, but I'm going to try and like make fun, or I'm trying to find the funny with it to make it feel a little bit more calm for me. So the way I'm going to interpret this is going to be different than the way Jill is. Jill might just be like, oh, I'm just going to let air out beautifully and calmly, and it's just going to like flow out with ease, where I'm just like, no.
Yeah, we all would and deal with that, have different visuals, if you will, come up at the time, and then you could do that same visual 3 days later and you'd have a whole different experience, because your energy and your emotions and your thoughts are going to be in a different spot.
Oh, so this is kind of because I was asking in my head earlier for we give them a tool or resource to be able to get past like when they're in their head. So you bring on the balloon, they're like, this was one of the tools that they can use, like put all the stuff in a balloon, visualize it in a balloon. And like, how are they going to like let the air out, how are they going to let it flow out? And when you get to the part where it just is more just calm, like it just nicely deflates. It wasn't super fast. It wasn't like, I wasn't having a crazy a lot of fun. It just like was just a gentle, like the air just came out and it was just there.
Yeah.
That is a beautiful spot
Yeah.
to be in.
That is. I can feel the peace on that.
Yeah.
I also saw a really strong visual of someone releasing the balloon.
Oh, yeah. That's cool too.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. There's multiple different ways that you can put whatever you're struggling with, whether it's an emotion, whether it's a thing that you're not quite for sure what decision to make, put it in a balloon.
Yeah, a physical thing that's going on.
Yep. You got some pain, try and
Mm-hmm.
put it in that balloon.
Mm-hmm. And then the key, I think a key really is, in my question is to you, if you'd agree or if you want to go another way with this, but a key is to just be with what happens in that balloon.
Mhm.
Like you said, Kim, yours was kind of, you got very curious about it and you were like, oh, that might mean some nervousness. That might mean this.
Yeah.
You didn't get in there and just go, I don't like that. I want to get rid of it. And it's like, if you're doing that, it's okay. You see that you're doing that, but try and get to where you can actually like an energy exchange, like it's money, like you're exchanging $1 for a piece of fruit.
Yep.
You want to have an exchange like that with the balloon. And now if at first you're not ready to, and you just want to pop the balloon and get rid of it, because, I don't know what job I want, pop the balloon, go away. I mean, okay, that's where you are. But eventually you're trying to get to where you're having the same sort of energy exchange with the balloon as Kim had at that first vendor at the Asian market, where she was just like so amazed by what she was getting and seeing and knowing what it could do for her. And wow, the value of it, I think the value of this is 20 times more. Like, you want to get to where you can see the balloon around this one issue, say it's a job, where you're kind of in that energy. Now you're now you're leading with energy. Now you're using intuition. Is going to surface naturally. You don't need any intuition tools, skill. It's going to come up because you have so balanced and harmonized things. But again, you got to honor the process. If you started with, I just need to pop the damn balloon because I can't handle it right now, then that's feedback of where you are right now. But a timeline, I have to make a decision. Well, do you have to make a decision this second? Mm-hmm. No, I have to make a decision in 3 days. Well, you have 3 days. You have 3 days to play with the energy of the decision and the balloon.
Yeah. Kind of just throwing the money away. Money doesn't mean anything anymore.
It really doesn't. It is.
No.
It's like as weird as it. As people hear that, they go, "How can you say money doesn't mean anything anymore?"
It's just numbers.
It's numbers and it's energy. We have given
Yep.
too much. What to me, I guess I'd kind of like frame that where we've given too much to money. We gave money this thing. We said it was this thing, an actual tangible thing, and it never was. That's why it's like, you know what? It's not. It's a symbol for what you want. It's a symbol for exchanging energy. It has always been that, and it needs to be that again.
Mhm.
And you may need to go way back in time.
Yep.
Because there's been a lot of manipulation around money, and not just recently. Money manipulation has been going on for a very long time.
Yep.
We can go back even before there was manipulation. When there was, you picked up on Kim, a trade. You picked up on collaboration. You picked up, these are words that come up now. This is what people want.
Yep.
Engaging money, engaging pretty much everything as an energy exchange.
When we as humans are in alignment, when our mind and our body are, say, equally vibrating together, there is really no thing as truly what is more valuable than the other thing.
I see the yin and the yang symbol all the
Yes.
time with the mind and the body, and they're interconnected. You can't separate them. They're interconnected and they're balanced. And
Yeah.
when they are that, energy rises up and you have more energy than you can possibly exchange in the world.
Yeah.
But there is also can be a limit on energy. And the limit on energy comes in when we're in imbalance, where the mind, say, is overactive. Now once you're out of balance, now you've entered into a limited energy experience. If your mind is basically shut down and your body is the one that's all there, you are now in a limited energy experience. When you can balance the mind and the body, that yin yang, energy now becomes unlimited.
Yep.
And that's the new money. We've been told it's physical, it's a body, it's a body, it's a body, it's a body, it's a body. We've been told thoughts about it. It's these thoughts, it's these thoughts, it's these thoughts, it's these thoughts, it's these thoughts. It's not enough, it's not enough. I'm gonna, there's never enough. You can just feel that just spike. Or that's how I feel it. How do you feel it, Kim?
When you said spikes, I just put spikes on my balloon.
I put spikes on your balloon.
That's my head. Yep. Welcome to my head.
Spiky balloon.
Yep. Like, oh, I don't want to touch the balloon. Oh,
right. And
Well.
that's really, that has been what it comes down to, is basically a belief. That has been the belief that people have been told. Believe in money as a spiky balloon that you don't want to touch. Be afraid of it because it's limited. These are all beliefs.
Yep.
There's not. If I'm going to come to you, Kim, right now. Here we are in an exchange at a market. I have a spiky balloon that's going to hurt you. Then you have to pay me a lot of money for it. And once you do that, you're going to be in debt and you're going to be hurt. You want this deal?
Well, if you would explain it to me that way, then I knew what I was taking. But that's the thing, like people are shrouding that.
Yes.
They're shrouding that.
But you can't shroud energy.
No. But
you can trick someone for a little while, but if you really, really,
I'm tuning into the energy, the essence of it, and I was just like, no, I don't consent to that.
I'm not buying a spiky balloon that's going to hurt me and then put me in debt. No, not that deal.
No. But you make it sound so pretty the way you presented it, and you made it very shiny.
No pain, no gain, Kim.
Yeah.
You know that one. You gotta, you gotta do this way to make this happen. Yep. And while there's kernels of truth in some of those things, when it's taken so far out of balance, where I'm trying to sell Kim a spiky balloon that I know full well is going to hurt her because what's going on in that is I'm that selfish that I'll do anything to get money in that moment. That's how I felt as the vendor in that moment.
And I'm just walking right on by, like, no, thank you. And my job as a human with my mind and my body connected, and I'm in an energetic space, is I can look at that and say, no, thank you. and I move on without judgment.
Yep.
And I'm not criticizing or blaming or doing anything to that vendor or
Right.
to that balloon. I'm just saying, no, thank you.
Because it doesn't work for you, right? The energy
Correct.
didn't work for you. But here's the thing. Here's the truth people do not like to admit, myself included.
Yep.
The universe does not judge energy. That vendor will sell spiky balloons that will put people in debt, that think they have to go through pain to get better, because the person selling the balloon is in alignment with what they're doing.
Yep.
They're not judging themselves. They don't care. They really truly believe what they're doing is what needs to happen, and it'll happen. They'll sell them.
Yep.
So long as there's people willing to, it's still that exchange. Now, that same vendor could be out there and find out no one's buying these, then that person has to find something else. But they can go and find another negative thing.
Yep.
Like a less spiky balloon, but maybe a spiky fruit that is bitter or whatever. But the truth that people don't like is they're like, well, a bad person shouldn't do well. That is not
Right.
that is not how energy does not judge a bad person. Energy
Nope.
just says, hey, that bad person, as you just called him, is so committed to the energy that eventually the energy has to relent to it if their commitment is that deep. Does that make sense?
It does. Yep.
But we want to say, well, the good person is the one who should get stuff, and the bad person should be. And it's like, no, it's just time for us to just go. We have to be willing to accept the truth that energy exchange is an energy exchange.
Yep.
Judgment. Look around the world, good, bad, or otherwise. There's lots of bad people who are doing really, really well in this world in terms of success and money and influence.
What we view as bad, what we've been told is bad.
Exactly.
Yep.
And you just have to look at that and go, that person just masterfully knows how to exchange energy.
Yep. They really do.
They don't take deals that hurt them. They might sell deals that hurt others, but they don't take deals that hurt them, because if they did, they wouldn't be successful and doing well, because it's simply energy to them.
Yep. Or they can take something that might look like it may hurt, and they can transform that energy, the essence, into something that's useful, that's powerful.
There are people who can do that.
Yep. There's no limits to like what we can actually do with energy besides our mind and our body will limit.
Exactly. That is when we get limited with our mind and our body. But when we get balanced in that, even if you are, air quote, a bad person, and you're balanced in your energy and in your mind and body, and your energy is leading, and you decide that you want to be totally destructive, the universe will support your destruction.
It will. It will have a spot for that to occur in. And other people may look at you and say like, holy cow, or that scene, that scenario, and be like, holy, like, I don't want to be part of that. You don't have to be. You weren't there.
Right. And you don't have to fight it either.
Nope.
What you do is you go within yourself, you balance your mind and your body so that you have access to unlimited energy. And the more and more people who do that.
Yeah. And where do you want to put your energy then? Where do you want to put your intention?
Right. But the more and more people who do that, we get closer and closer to that global.
Yes. Beautiful.
Right.
I still see this in the future.
Okay.
Where there's a beautiful dome, and it's kind of like a controlled environment, but yet it's very much honoring all the seasons that we have in this area, or Minnesota. So it's honoring all that, but it's in a dome, and I see crops being grown that are pure, that are beautiful, fresh, and like full of nutrients. The soil looks amazing. And I can see people actually standing there doing energy work on these plants as they're growing, and they grow super fast and they grow amazing because the intention, the love that was kind of put into these fields, these crops, is amazing. So then I see this food being brought over to a table. And there's other people that are building, say, homes, and it looks very technological advanced. And like everybody has the stuff, but we're all kind of like coming together, and like you eat when you feel like you need to eat, not by a structured time frame. Like the clock's not going, it's noon, you got to eat right now. It's more people just flow with the energy of where they need to be, when they need to be, when they need to sleep, they're going to sleep, when they need to eat, they're going to eat. But the food is so rich, you actually don't even need to eat a whole lot of it. I can see that as an amazing potential here on Earth. We just got a lot of work to get to that point. There's a lot of people that still want to fight that vision.
We don't even really we have to stop the work. We have to stop the fighting.
Yeah.
And I love that vision, Kim, that you shared. And I hadn't heard it in a while. And as I'm hearing it now, it's like the difference that is pinging on me now is you said that vision right after I had shared about, a air quote bad person thriving. That vision does not require that a bad person doesn't thrive.
Right.
Those people who created that life and that beauty did not focus their energy and intention on eradicating the bad people. They focus their mind and their body on balance so that unlimited energy led, and then they connected that energy. They didn't even connect it. That energy naturally connects with other unlimited energies, if you will. So if I'm a person in that scenario who's balanced my energy and balanced my mind and my body, and so I'm leading with energy, and then my energy meets Kim's because she's done that, and then our energy meets the next person because they've done it.
Yep.
That's how we change the world.
Yeah.
We didn't change it by going and fighting that person we judge we don't like and doing everything we can to eradicate him. Now all of our energy went into that, and now we're out of balance, and now we're out of unlimited energy. And then it's like that bad person, if you will. We have just such a deep fear of, or training or something of that. But that bad person, that bad person in that scenario you described, that bad person basically doesn't even exist. Even though they do exist, they're just in a completely different orbit.
Yep.
That's the truth of like what I say, where I'm like, I did not even want to acknowledge that for so many years, where it's just like the energy sees. The universe sees energy. The universe sees the exchange of energy. The universe sees the balance of energy. And as you said so many times, Kim, there's just no stop judging. The universe isn't judging these things. They're just what they are.
Now, if you look at Earth itself, no humans, look at Earth and how that was created. Created by energy. It was created by the atoms, molecules that came together just like humans. Okay. But as it came together, there is a yin and a yang. There is a balance to the earth to create like a homeostasis, to create a peace, to create energy that constantly flows. There is like a little bit of contrast, but the contrast is not a negative contrast. It's not like a good versus evil. It's more like it's a beautiful balance. That is earth.
The good versus evil is in the human mind,
Yeah.
is in the human brain.
Yep.
If we want to eradicate anything, eradicate the good versus evil that lives inside your own mind.
Yep.
You will get into wholeness. You will get into unlimited energy. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Ooh.
That's so cool.
Every single time we do this, I always end with like peace.
Just a calm. It's quite a journey,
Yes.
isn't it? I hope when everyone's listening, it's a journey too, where sometimes we might be going, what are they talking about? Because we're like reading energy and feeling our way through it. But it does end in this amazing peace.
There was a lot of talk in between the lines today. And there wasn't like, say, specifics to use in your daily life. So I want people to try to really put their own specific, what do I want to call it? Oh my gosh. Words are gone. I'm just in the energy world right now because there's no words with energy. It's just a flow. Situations that are happening in life. Try and put your own situations in here and see if you can see what we're talking about. Try and find the balance in there. The balloon experience, or put your experience in like the lake, the water versus the leaves and the wind. See where
Or
they flow.
Another one is from everything being dark.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it being dark. See all of the darkness and use that until you can turn. And then all of a sudden now you're seeing a whole lot of light.
Yeah.
And it's not because dark or light are good or bad. It's because dark and light give contrast. And that is what if we didn't have contrast, there wouldn't be existence.
Yep.
And so we had you talked about the light and the darkness with doors.
Yes.
So you could play with doors as well.
Yep.
Which was another one that we had. That was the meditation, I believe, from last week was doorways.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the last 3 weeks have been really unbeknownst to us.
Yep.
Connected, like part 1, 2, 3. There's infinite parts, so.
There is.
Whoa. Very cool.
A little bit longer one today, so thanks for sticking with us. We appreciate all of you.
Yeah. Find your way into that peace. That's what we work at. If you're going to work at anything, diligently work towards peace within your own mind, within your own body, within yourself, so that energy can lead.
Yes.
Thank you, Kim.
Yeah. Thank you, Jill. Thank you, everyone.
All right. Until next time.